Let's talk about the things that I'm not buying in 2025. Also, hi, welcome to my channel. I'm McKay. Let's just get right into it with clothes and accessories. The first thing I won't be buying are synthetic fibers. These clothes tend to fall apart easily, they're not breathable, they're not as comfortable, and they just don't look as good. So this is something that I'm not going to be adding any more of to my closet. I'm also extending this to socks, which I previously really haven't given any thought to, but I've noticed that a lot of my fuzzy socks and acrylic socks just aren't nearly as comfortable as things that are a cotton blend or things like merino wool. So I'm definitely going to stop buying synthetic socks for the most part. I will say that there are a few exceptions to the synthetics category. There are definitely some things that need to be made out of synthetics or athletic wear. There are just certain designs that can't really be done with natural fibers. So there's definitely a big asterisk on this one. The next thing I won't be buying in 2025 is single wear clothes. I love rewearing my clothes. That's something that's really important to me. I have no desire to wear something for only one occasion and then have it collect dust in the back of my wardrobe. I have no interest in buying things that will only work for one specific occasion, or even things that are like only vacation wear, that kind of thing. Like, I'm really looking for things that can work in my everyday lifestyle. I don't want to be wearing new clothes all the time. I really just enjoy the experience of getting to rewear and restyle things. The next thing I won't be buying this year are dupes or alternatives. We often fall into the trap of going with the second best thing instead of going slower and saving up for the thing that we actually want. And oftentimes that alternative doesn't actually fill the same need. It doesn't scratch that same itch in quite the right way, and we're left still wanting the original. This year I want to slow down a bit, so that could include saving up for bigger purchases, being really patient and waiting for sales, or making sure that I'm checking pre-loved markets as well, so I can get the thing that I'm actually looking for instead of like some kind of a knockoff that isn't actually going to make me happy. Obviously, there's a limit to this. I mean, some things are just absolutely going to be out of my budget and they're never going to be in my budget. That's okay. I'm talking like realistically here. The next thing I won't be buying are clothes that make me feel smaller. Sometimes I make myself feel smaller by dressing down when I don't actually want to. So I might find myself reaching for leggings instead of pants, or a puffer coat instead of a wool coat, because I feel like everyone else around me is going to be casual and I just want to blend in. I don't want to stand out, that kind of thing. But now I'm realizing that not wearing the things that I actually want to just for like perceived comfort of other people isn't actually doing me any service. It's not doing anyone a service. I'm not showing my personality. I'm not like really expressing myself in the way that I want to. And it's not something that I want to do. I've talked about this before, but I think for a while there, I really got stuck in this trap of buying things that were very versatile and things that had a great cost per wear. And I ended up kind of losing the fun along the way. And I was buying things that felt almost utilitarian at some point. And I had kind of lost some of that excitement and joy in getting dressed and planning my wardrobe. And then I came across a couple of pieces that I decided to add last year. I had been going back and forth on them because I felt like they just weren't practical. I wasn't getting enough wear out of them. But I finally decided to get them anyway. I got a really beautiful linen dress from Reformation, and then I also got the Cezanne Paula babies, and I'm so glad I did. And that really showed me just how much I had been holding back on myself, I guess. And it's like silly to even say that, but I realized I could wear a beautiful dress at home by myself, or I could wear it on a walk, not really going anywhere, and that I could dress for myself a little bit more instead of just only dressing for comfort or dressing for other people. And the thing is that people don't even care anyway. It's not like people are going around thinking like, oh my gosh, they're so overdressed. People don't care. They're thinking about their own lives. And if anything, people will probably just think you look nice, or maybe they'll make a little bit more effort next time. But like, there's never any judgment. There's usually no judgment. Anyways, all that to say, I don't want to buy clothing pieces that don't allow me to truly feel myself, and I don't want to buy anything that makes me feel smaller. The next thing I'm not buying this year is costume jewelry. Like I said, I really love rewearing things. I love having a really small jewelry collection and just getting to have signature pieces that feel very me. At this point, I have a few things that I just really, really love, and I have no reason to add something that's of lower quality. This was a lesson I had to learn the hard way. I ended up actually buying the same necklace 3 separate times because of quality issues. One of my most worn pieces is the Kendra Scott Elisa necklace. I just love it. It's very basic, very simple. I bought the first version several years ago, and it wasn't too long before the plating started to get worn off. So I decided to buy it again. I think that I originally bought it in gold. The next time I bought it in silver. And again, that one lasted for a little while, and then it started having the same issue where that plating was starting to come off. And then eventually I decided that I still really liked the design and I wanted to keep wearing that style. So I ended up getting the sterling silver version, and that one's lasted me just fine. So in hindsight, obviously I should have just bought the nicest one first, and that would have saved me having to go through buying the same thing over and over. Because I have such a small collection, these are things that I really love and I want to last for a long time, and I don't want to have to keep going through this process, and I certainly don't want to fall in love with something only for it to deteriorate and fall apart and to not be able to get that in a higher quality, which I know is often the case. So I've said no to buying costume jewelry, and I'm only going to buy things that will last for quite a while. Otherwise, there's just no point. The next thing I won't be buying is warm-toned clothing or makeup. I just don't really feel good in these colors. I've decluttered my closet so many times, and I find that the warm-tone clothes just have made an exit every time. I have a couple pieces left here and there, but they're just not really something I reach for. And then same with my makeup. I've decluttered so much over the years, and I just don't reach for them. Yeah, I'm just not gonna add any into my wardrobe. I feel so good in cool tone colors that those are the things that I'm gonna prioritize. This last one is a bit clothing adjacent, but I won't be buying any kind of fabric softener or scent beads. This is just not something that I care about. I don't feel like there's any kind of value add for me. It's not extending the life of my clothes. I'm happy without them, and between detergent, OxiClean, and white vinegar, does everything I need. I don't need anything else. Oh, I guess I do have dryer balls and like dryer sheets, but I feel like those serve a purpose. You know what I mean? Moving on to beauty and personal care. The first thing in this category that I won't be buying this year is perfume. I'm a person who loves fragrance. I love candles. I love really nice scented hand soaps. I love having fragrance around, but I just don't feel like I need tons of perfumes. I love having a signature scent. It took me a while to find, and now that I've found it, I'm just gonna stick with it for a little while. I love knowing what I'm gonna be wearing and not having to think about it or have any kind of decision fatigue. It's just right there and it's easy. The next thing I won't be buying are face masks of any kind. For years, I felt like I was supposed to love face masks and eye masks, and that they were just like the epitome of self-care, and that they were something that I should be doing. But it didn't matter what kind I tried, they just always ended up feeling like a chore, and I didn't enjoy the experience. I've tried face masks from a jar, I've tried sheet masks, I've tried eye masks, and they're just not really for me. Sheet masks especially, I don't know what it is about them, but like the experience is so awful to me, and I just don't understand. Like, it just feels like this slimy, cold, wet thing that keeps sliding around my face. I don't know. I'm sure they are great for a lot of people, and I feel like I'm the odd one out here, but I just don't enjoy it. I'd much rather just use some really hydrating basic skincare. I feel like that does the job for me just fine. So yeah, I'm over face masks. I don't like them. I'm not gonna keep buying them. The next thing I won't be buying is expensive skincare. Don't get me wrong, I love seeing an aesthetic skincare routine on a bathroom counter, like on Pinterest, just as much as the next girl. That is just beautiful. I love seeing that. It's so pretty, but it's just not gonna be me. I tend to just reach for really simple, basic, straightforward skincare products. I've tried so many different products, and at this point, I feel like I've really honed in on a good routine for me. And that doesn't mean that I'm not willing to spend money on like targeted ingredients. Happy to spend money on things like BHAs, retinol, serum, things like that that are doing something really specific, but I know what it's doing for my skin. I'm also happy to get prescription treatments. Those are things that add value for me and that are worth it, but they're certainly not aesthetic. They will never be on my bathroom counter. They're not very cute. They do their job, and that is really all I can ask of them. But as far as like getting a really luxurious kind of skincare experience or a really beautiful bottle, that's just not something that I really care about. I used to always feel like there had to be a better ingredient. Like, I had so much FOMO. I felt like there was always a better product, and I especially felt that way with things like moisturizers. And now that I have met Vanity Cream, no desire. No desire. There is nothing better than Vanity Cream. It's cheap, it's thick, it's amazing. Simple and basic is just the way I'm gonna go. The next thing I'm not gonna spend money on is high maintenance haircuts and colors. This is just not something that I'm able to maintain. I was blonde for a few years, like when I was in college. I loved having blonde hair, but in hindsight, it did not look good. It was done very badly. Not that it was done badly, it was maintained badly. This was on me. I just didn't know how to take care of my hair. I didn't really want to. I didn't like having to constantly get it done, so I just didn't get it touched up nearly enough. I fried my hair, and I just don't really want to do that again. If you can't tell, I am a very low maintenance kind of girl. I don't like spending a whole lot of time on this. Yeah, I just keep it very simple. The last thing that I will not be doing in 2025 is getting manicures or pedicures. I've never been one to get my nails done. I've probably had my nails done maybe 3 to 4 times in my life between manicures and pedicures, including for my wedding, and I just don't really enjoy the experience. It's not something that's super important to me. It doesn't really add value to my life in a meaningful way. I used to do my nails all the time at home. That's something that I would do, but I just haven't actually done that in quite a while. I just haven't had the desire to. I haven't felt like it's really been any kind of priority or it's been important to me. I feel like I should want to have my nails done, if that makes sense. Like, it's one of those things, like, I feel like I'm supposed to love that experience. I'm supposed to love getting my nails done, but it's just not relaxing for me. I don't like it. If I'm in the mood for something, I'll just paint my nails at home, or if I want something a little nicer, I'll do press-ons, and that works great for me. But most of the time, I just have bare nails, and that's fine with me. I do really appreciate seeing some really cute nails on somebody else, and I'm always going to compliment them on amazing nails. It's just not something that's a priority for me right now. And to be clear, I'm not saying that I just will never spend money on services, because that's not true at all. They just need to really add value to my life. And I feel like a lot of these things don't. So for example, I love getting a massage done every 3 weeks. It helps relax my muscles and helps me relax, and it's lovely. So there you have it. That was the list of everything that I'm not buying this year. Let me know in the comments below if there's anything that you won't be buying this year. And with that, I will catch you in the next video. Bye.